Well, the Nintendo Direct is over, and overall I was pretty let down by it. But there was one game that we all knew was going to be there. Of course, Nate the Hate has leaked this thing so long ago, and every rumor around the world has been swirling about an Ocarina of Time remake for the last 2 years. And finally, it is confirmed by Nintendo to be a real thing. And oh my gosh, when I say I had goosebumps rolling through my body during this whole segment, this was just everything I could have dreamed of a reveal until they ended it and said there's no more gameplay. Like, genuinely, how is this all we got to see? I know we really only technically got like a couple of seconds look at Link, and that was about it, and a little bit of look at this tapestry in the story, but the way that they're presenting this thing feels very special. It feels like it's more important than it's ever been. Like, this is truly a masterful retelling of the Ocarina of Time. I can just tell. The voice acting, which sounds like the Great Deku Tree potentially telling us the story. I mean, listen to this.
Long ago, there was a land called Hyrule, created by beings of supreme divinity. At the very edge of this kingdom, there lay a small forest. Within it, an ancient solitary tree quietly watched over the inhabitants of the forest. These forest dwellers were called the Kokiri. Each had a fairy companion, and they lived out their innocent lives in these woods. However,
from the little Lost Woods and Kokiri Forest motifs and just like hearing his voice, it's so good, man. But real quick before I continue and get super nerdy about this, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. You guys dropped in almost 300 brand new subscribers the other day, and I am so blessed. Thank you guys so much. We are super close to 400K. I got a lot of stuff planned, so help us reach our goal by seeing how many you can leave a like and subscribe on today's video. Thank you guys, and back into my nonsense. Them showing us young Link laying down in his bed is what truly blew me out the water. And oh my gosh, this looks beautiful. Like, I'm sorry, this is no remake. This is like a reinvention. And I see online that people are having the nerve to say that this looks bad. Not everyone, of course, but you know, there's always that side that always thinks that any remake or any change from the original looks bad. And I just don't understand, man. Link went from laying on a piece of wood in a sheet to a full-blown bed now. Like, he's got a full straw bed with pillows and a little canopy with the curtains above him and the glowing lights in the room with the vines on the back wall. It is beautiful! And something else I see a lot of people not even mentioning is he's not wearing his full attire with his green tunic and even his green hat. Instead, he's got like this green Kokiri outfit on, which matches more of the villagers in the game this time around. But instead of it just being a raggedy, torn green cloth, it's actually covered with some type of blue vest or something that looks like maybe he was gifted. But this alone told me immediately, oh yeah, we're talking an ambitious remake here. I think the contents of the Nintendo Direct kind of told us this as well, because they really didn't announce too many massive games coming in the near future, outside of like this and a brand new Xenoblade game. So this may be held as a massive holiday game. In fact, this is Nintendo's big holiday game, and one of its only. Something else I found interesting is that this game is just called The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. There's no remake or rebirth or revisited or rewind or anything like that. It's just Ocarina of Time. Now, I could be looking a little too much into this, but the announcer did say this would be Ocarina of Time Reborn. And that doesn't sound like a remake or revisited or remastered. This sounds like it's being remade or reborn from the ground up. Now, if this is the case and this ends up being a super ambitious remake to the point where it almost feels like a new game but just similar in a lot of ways, a lot of people will probably be upset because they'll cry, I want my Ocarina of Time the way I remembered it. But I almost feel like their whole idea with this game is to make it feel like we did when we were children when we played this game. Now, I was a little too young to play this game when it came out, but like, yeah, I feel like they're maybe reinventing this game to the point of, imagine if this game came out nowadays. Almost as if they're trying to recapture that exact magic and feeling that everybody had when they played this game when it came out so long ago. And they've already pretty much had a remake on the 3DS where they remade all the assets and just cleaned up a lot of the game's issues and made it look a lot cleaner and fixed a lot of the item problems in the menus. So now it's time to really go crazy with this thing and truly make an ambitious remake, and it really looks like they're doing so. I just wish we had like literally any bit more of content to go off of, because it's just Link in the bed here. One thing that I was praying that this game would do is kind of remind me of that Wii U tech demo. Do you remember back then where they gave us that like look at what a modern Twilight Princess could look like with the new HD graphics? And it looked insane. And we never really got a Zelda game that looked like this, unfortunately. This looks very close, because this is one of the most realistic looking Zelda games we have ever seen, and it never even came out to be a game. Now, we know Twilight Princess was very realistic, but these graphics from this tech demo really push it over the top. And when I look at young Link, I see another version of that tech demo, but even clearer and better. I love that they're going for this realistic approach instead of another cel-shaded Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, which I just was really hoping they didn't do. I used to sit and watch these little 4K videos and Unreal Engine edits of what Ocarina of Time could look like in today's standards, and I mean this in the best way possible. This game looks like this idea that I've been seeing on the internet for so long now, but actually executed in a perfect way. I know, I'm just judging it off of Link sleeping in his bed right now, but man, does this not remind you of these little 4K video edits that we've been seeing? I remember I used to see people on Twitter saying, Nintendo, hire this man, for the people that used to make these Unreal Engine versions of Ocarina of Time. And I mean, I believe there's people out there that's actually made like full games and stuff. I don't know if Cryzen X was the one, but yeah, he's one of the big ones that's been posting all these cool edits and videos of this. And man, for a while, everybody's like, man, I hope Nintendo hires somebody like this, because this is awesome. Dude, Nintendo's going above and beyond. Because these little 4K Unreal Engine videos, they look really good, let's be honest. Some people may not like the way it looks, I get it. You might want it to be more cartoony and matching the style of original Ocarina of Time. But you gotta admit, they look pretty daggone cool. But even with that said, you can tell this is still exactly the same game. There's not really any new areas or locations. They took what the game already was and made the graphics extremely good. But I don't know, it's just giving me this feeling that Nintendo's doing way more. This is what we would expect it to look like when Link wakes up from his bed. But look at it now! I'm like, dude, they could have just kept the camera angles, the bed, the window, everything the same, but no. I mean, everything about this scene is different. They're even adding things like Link's hand glowing. And if they're already showing us tapestry and voiceovers and stuff added to the game, I can only imagine what else is going to be added. Show me Hyrule Field, show me Castle Town. Oh my gosh, I'm even more excited than I ever was before. But the real question is, with this game coming out this year in 2026, why did Nintendo just give us a 2026 release date? And why didn't they show us literally any other gameplay or cutscene? It's pretty strange for a game to be coming out this year, right? I honestly don't know. And maybe it's just that ambitious Nintendo wants to spend a separate amount of time in its own individual direct. I mean, we didn't get any Zelda 40th information, so maybe here in a month or two we're going to get a Zelda 40th direct where they're really going to show this thing off. But either way, Nintendo definitely has me anticipating this game even more than I was before, which is crazy because this is one of the things of the show that I was 100% holding my breath for. I really wanted this to be real, even though I kind of knew it was since it's coming from Nate the Hate, but still, seeing that it is real and thankfully giving me a payoff for going back and playing the first game and then the 3DS remake back to back and 100%ing them both within a month, it's starting to pay off now, so I'm glad I did that. I did that specifically for this game so I can do a cool comparison and stuff, but yeah, it looks like that was a really good idea. But it's still way too early to make too many conclusions about this, but from what I've seen so far, this was 100% my highlight of the Direct, and this is 100% now my most anticipated game from Nintendo right now. I never knew I could be this excited for an old game, but man, oh man, I can't wait. Let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Zelda and Nintendo in general, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.